Morning, folks. I hope you all had a great weekend. Now, here's a quick one. A student of mine asked me about configuring Fibonacci retracement levels on cTrader. All right. So basically, cTrader is a platform that we use for trading. It's just like the same way we utilize MT4 and MT5, right? But let me just explain briefly. Of late, I think in the past two or 3 years, more brokers now have started offering what? cTrader as an option for traders, right? So basically, it's another platform that you can use to trade, open your trades, do your analysis, a whole bunch of stuff. The same thing that you do on MT5. But now there's quite a bit of a difference between cTrader and MT5, right? Each platform has got its own advantages. Each platform has got its own disadvantages, right? But in due time, most traders, they are going to migrate from MT5 to cTrader. Now, that depends with the type of trader that you are, with the progress that you are making in this industry. Because cTrader is more of what can I say? More of a professional platform. MT5 is more of a retail platform. Now, each platform has got its own advantages and disadvantages. So the overview of the two, right? cTrader is just it's a modern platform built with speed and transparency in mind. Now that is critical: speed and transparency, and it's more popular with ECN and STP brokers, right? I'm not going to go into detail with that. You should know that by now. And then MT5 is the successor to MT4. It's quite more powerful and flexible, and widely supported by almost every broker, which is also key. So the pros of using cTrader: you've got a clean and modern interface. You see, the platform is easy to navigate, great visuals for charts and orders, and it's also good for beginners and experienced traders, right? Number two of the pros and cons of cTrader platform: fast execution. Now this is key. Fast execution when you open your orders. You need to have that as a trader, because a delay, a slower execution, it means it's going to cost you as a trader. The cost of business is going to be more. Where you're supposed to enter maybe price, say at $16.10, you might enter that position at $16.15. If you are selling, that means you've already lost maybe 5 points extra, right? cTrader offers level 2 pricing, that is the depth of the market. It shows price levels beyond just bid and ask, which is critical for you in understanding liquidity, in understanding where the money is, right? So those are some of the pros for cTrader. It's got its own disadvantages, right? Yeah, since it has been offered mainly for the past, say, 2 to 3 years, that's when we started using cTrader that much, and that's when it started gaining traction in this industry. It's got a smaller community, right? And broker support is also a bit shallow, because not every broker offers cTrader. So those are some of the cons of cTrader. The disadvantages of cTrader there. And then looking at MT5, guys, I'm not saying you mustn't use MT5. That's not what I'm saying. But you're gonna need to put into consideration, like the cost of doing business, right? So the advantages of MetaTrader: huge broker support, we all know that, big community out there, almost everyone uses MT5, multi-asset platform, powerful strategy testing, supports more order types and all that. And then the disadvantages: a cluttered interface, right? It can be a bit overwhelming at first, especially if you're a beginner. The execution speed varies, right? Now this depends heavily on the broker's server setup, and in most cases the execution on MT5 is slower than that of cTrader. So those are some of the things that I thought I should share before I can explain how to configure your Fibonacci levels on cTrader. I've already done the one for MT5 or MT4. It's there on the channel, on the YouTube channel. You just have to search for it, how to configure your Fib levels on MT5 and MT4. So I'm going to do the same with the cTrader, though there is a bit of a difference. Take note, though there's a bit of a difference. You might not get to configure it the same way that we did on MetaTrader. Things like OTE, you won't be able to put it on cTrader, but you can put the retracement level, the 70.5. So we're gonna open our Fib retracement levels here, right? I'm just gonna draw the Fib levels right there, right? So you can see, yeah, I'm sure you can see. I'm not using any expansion levels or retracement levels. I'm just drawing it so that I can show you guys. You can see I've got my retracement levels here. Retracement level 100%. If price moves from 0 to 100, that's a complete reversal. Then we've got the 79%, we've got the 61, they're supposed to be 70 here. We've got the 62% retracement level. Then we've got our equilibrium, and then set percent. And then we've got the negative 27, negative 62, and negative 100, which is what? Our targets. These are our targets if you are shorting from the entry retracement levels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this to default. Now you can see here, this is the thickness of the line, right? If you're configuring what? The Fib. Obviously you're not going to have it that thick, right? So I use the thinnest that I've got. And then here, line type. You see, this is where you choose the line type. I'm going to use a solid line. This one is the color, right? This is the color for your levels. I'm going to use the black color, right? This is when you want to lock the Fib levels on the chart. This is when you want to duplicate. This is when you want the price levels on the retracement levels. Like if I click here, you can see here right now at my equilibrium point, my 50% retracement, I've got $17.637, right? If I click here, it disappears. I'll just know that this is the 50% retracement level. But if you select the dollar sign, it's going to show you the exact pricing level, right? And then here, this is where we have the settings, which is the one we're going to use. Then this is visibility, if you want it on each and every time frame. And this is to reset back to default, and that's delete. So we're going to go to the settings. As you can see on the settings for the levels now, we've got the 0% level, right? There's also the 23% level. I do not use that. And then we've got the 50%, which is the equilibrium point of our expansion that we will be measuring with the Fibs. Then we've got the 70.70. So this is going to be 70.5, right? Now this is optimum entry. This is our OTE. But now we cannot label the OTE. We cannot put OTE here. You see? We cannot do that, right? So you have to know that, okay, 70.5 retracement level. That's my optimum trade entry. And then we also have these other levels here, which I do not really use, right? If you use them, then you need to tick it for it to be available on the what? On the levels. Then we've got 11, we've got 38%, right? This is your 38% retracement level. I do not use that. I'm going to remove that because that's too little of a retracement for me to consider a continuation of a trend. You see? Then we've got the 62% retracement level, which is 61.80, round off 62%. Then we've got the 76.40. Then we've got the 100% retracement levels. These are your retracement levels. Now we need to configure the targets, right? If you enter a position, say from optimum entry, what will be your target for short? Now you can see that the way I've drawn these levels here, you are looking for retracement levels in a market which is bearish. So an entry in premium between 50 and 70, that's your premium range. An entry at those levels, where will be your target, right? So we now need to configure the targets. Let me go back here and then settings, right? So my targets, I'm going to replace some of these levels here that I do not use, right? So the first target, which is going to be target number 1, which is going to be negative 27% retracement level, right? So that's target number 1. And then I'm going to select it so that it's visually seen on the chart. And then target number 2, I'm going to put so that's negative 62% retracement level. And then target number 3, that's negative 100% retracement level. Then I'm going to put the 2 ticks, right? Now you can see I now have my targets: negative 27, negative 62, and then negative 100%. 0%, that's your first profit scaling. Say you enter a position at any of those levels in premium. So that's 50%, 62%, or 7.5. Those are your premium levels. Remember, this is a bearish market. The way I've drawn the fibs, that's a bearish market. If you enter a position there, your first profit scaling level has to be the 0%, right? And what do I mean by first profit scaling level, right? If you enter a position, only when price has reached the 0%, right? When it has come back to the initial point of the expansion, right? When it has come back to that level, then you start strategizing, you start doing your risk management, whether you're going to take some partials from your profits or whether you're going to move your stop loss level to below your entry, or whichever level that you want to move your SL, you see, which is in conjunction to your risk management. So only when price reaches the 0%, then you have to start thinking of your first profit scaling, right? And then target number 1, that's your negative 27%. That's target number 1, meaning a short position from 62 or 70 or from equilibrium, take profit should be at negative 27%. That's your first take profit level. And then your second take profit level has to be 62%, and then ultimately 100% level. When price reaches the negative 100% level for your target, basically mean it has now reproduced this, it has duplicated this initial expansion to the downside, right? And then once you have done that, once you have selected the fib levels that you want to use, you can tick this here, select set as default for object, then you click OK, so that whenever you draw your fibs, they're not going to revert back to the default fibs. So I'm going to go back here, select my fib retracement level. Let me see which level that I can use here, just for illustration, right? You can see we've got a swing low here, right? Then we've got a swing high there. That is in a market which is already bearish, right? Once we had this candle here, this bearish candle here, close below that, that was a confirmation of a clear market structure, market going to the downside. And we now have swing high to swing low, right? There. That's our swing low, that's our swing high. So we're looking to enter a retracement of this expansion to the downside in a bearish market. Take note, in a bearish market, we're looking to enter. And where is our premium levels, right? Our premium zone is here, right there. That's our premium zone. Let me see. Let me shade that. Let's put a different color there. Let's put it right there. Let's set it. Set as default, right? So this is our premium range, the gray shaded area. That's our premium range. Now, once you have that expansion, you'd have already defined this. That's a bearish OB. Drop, base, drop. Now, that's the retracement. Above equilibrium point, all the way to 70% retracement level. That's your premium range, a level where you're looking for shorting opportunities, targeting 0, targeting negative 27, targeting 61, and ultimately targeting 100% retracement level. Price has already reached the 61% retracement, which is target 2. You see right there, price has already reached that, meaning we've already replicated this expansion from here to here. We've already replicated it again twice, right? So your entry will be in a premium level, right? Now, in that premium level, what are you supposed to look for? Bearish OB, say on lower time frame, this Euro USD H4 time frame. Now, this will be your analysis time frame where you're going to define, say, your institutional order flow, your premium arrays, your discount arrays, right? Because remember, these fibs, you are going to draw them once you have this expansion defined, such that by the time we have this bullish candle here to the upside, you already have your fibs. You already have marked your what? Your premium arrays where you're hunting for shorting opportunities, targeting $16.59, $16.30, $15.94, right? So on the H4 time frame, we've got our base, and on our base we've got a bearish OB, right? If we go to H1, right, now we are now on H1. This is our expansion, right? Look at the premium level all the way to optimum entry. Above 50%, you need to have a premium area here, which you are going to focus on for your shorting opportunities. When we are on H1, what premium areas do we have? We've got a fair value gap, and you can see here, that's where price found what? Resistance, and then expanded to the downside. Now, this expansion from the premium level, that is your trade, right? If you're scalping, you can go as low as 30-minute time frame, right? 30-minute time frame. You can see this is our expansion from here to here. That's our expansion that we are measuring here. Look at this candle here, this bearish candle here. Where did it find resistance? Right there. Okay. Fair value gap. You see, that's where it found resistance. So you just need to be in a position to understand your market structure. You need to understand the levels that you are working with. Be in a position to define your expansions properly. Swing high, swing low. Not every swing high, not every swing low is going to be used for expansion. Expansions that originate in discount or in premium, ideal, perfect, especially on a higher time frame. Don't try to use each and every swing or each and every expansion that you see on the chart. It's not going to work out for you if you do that, right? But have a clearly defined market structure. Then you start from there for you to apply your Fibonacci levels. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. I hope you've picked one or two in regards to using your Fib levels, how to configure the Fibonacci levels on cTrader. So with that, I wish you guys good luck and happy trading for the week. Thank you.